Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing the Madden franchise we started last week. Today we're going to be looking at the Panthers against the Falcons. Now to kick things off with this, it's going to be the same as last time, except you guys might notice there's actually no volume this time because the audio is a fucking mess in the last video, to say the least. So until I get that figured out, I'm probably just going to mute the game volume and give commentary throughout the game. Since that seemed fine in the last video, I think it'll probably be fine again. So I'm probably just going to try to commentate everything, try to announce everything as it's going on. In this video, I looked up the players that are going to be out for both respective teams. To kick things off with the Panthers, the only player they're going to be missing that's any level of significance is wide receiver 2, DJ Chark, was out during this game. For the Falcons, they're missing their second and third cornerback to injuries, Jeff Okudah and Mike Hughes. They're also missing elite kick returner and running back 2, Cordero Patterson. And they're also missing their third tight end. And the only reason I'm really mentioning him, John Fitzpatrick, is he's actually known for being not a good blocker, but he's known for being Atlanta's blocking tight end whenever they get into the red zone a lot of the times. So I just figured those guys were worth mentioning in terms of injuries that are going to be affecting this game. I'll tell you guys the players that are going to be impacted based on this fantasy game. You had Desmond Ridder, who's coming over from Dictatorship, playing here. Bijan Robinson is representing my team, respectively. Miles Sanders is going to be playing for Mr. Steeler Girl. You have, for the wide receiver room, you got Drake London for Dictatorship. Kyle Pitts will be representing Pussy. Young Wei Koo will be representing MILF. Richie Grant will be playing for Booty Basher. And then Toxic has both Brian Burns and Frankie Luvu playing. So, yet again, we'll kind of just talk over the game and stuff like that. I'm not going to be showing the pop-ups of the stats or anything like that, like I did in the last video. But once we get to the end, I will show their final scores and stuff like that and how their stats played into impact for the game, and I'll show the live scores of everything. Without further ado, I'll quit yapping, and we can get right into it. Of course, we got to wait for it to load. Now, it might be choppy still. I know I can't really fix that. I don't really have a method to fixing that yet. Like I said, I'm kind of just experimenting with each video and trying to figure out what I can do to make it better. I've been advised to get a graphics card or a fan to keep the computer more cool whenever I'm recording like bigger games, like say Madden, for example. Which is something I'll probably end up doing. I just don't know for sure yet, because like I said, I'm really not that experienced yet, but I will kind of just keep trying to learn, make these videos better as we go. And other than that, let's just get right into the actual video and see what's going to happen from a fantasy point of view. So yeah, like I said, you got the Panthers, who are missing a pretty solid wide receiver 2, and the Falcons, who are just missing every single cornerback they ever owned. If you're a Bengals fan, this is a battle of your former elite safeties, Von Bell and Jesse Bates. But one went to the Falcons, one went to the Panthers here. And kicking things off, the Falcons don't have Cordero Patterson, so they're going to start out in shitty field goal range, or not field goal range, in shitty field range. Their own 18-yard line. And we'll skip the cutscenes as always, because fuck those cutscenes. And oh my goodness, yes, this is looking a little bit choppy, but you know what, it's fine. We'll live with it. Here comes Desmond Ridder, the GOAT himself, to play action. He's looking down the middle. And he fucking missed. Shitbag titty fuck of the week, ass player. Right off the bat. You know, I don't really know what we were expecting. It's Desmond Ridder. Dude fucking sucks. But he does etch out Taylor Heineke 2 overalls higher somehow. On play 2, it's a play action yet again. Fuck it, let's make every play a play action. Maybe Desmond Ridder could scramble for a couple yards. Looks like he will. And he didn't slide. He didn't, try to dive out of bounds for extra yards. He just fell on the floor. He slipped on a banana peel and gained 2 whole yards for Dictatorship here. Well, there you go. Dictatorship basically won the Super Bowl with that play. You know, he already won it in real life. He basically already won it in Madden through Desmond Ridder. Speaking of Desmond Ridder, he's passing for the 3rd time here. This time he hits, I want to say that is Scotty Miller, former Buccaneer. He's currently filling in as the Falcons wide receiver 2, because at this point in the season they didn't trade for Van Jefferson yet, so Scotty Miller was actually their wide receiver 2. Drake London, of course, being the wide receiver 1, and they just traded away Olamide Zaccheaus at this point. But overall, that is a pickup of a few passing yards for Dictatorship. Nothing else really going on in terms of the fantasy side of things. This game won't be as impactful as like the Chiefs and Lions were. You have Bijan Robinson running it up the middle. That's going to earn myself about 4 rushing yards worth of points. Now, I will say there's probably going to be a lot of times I miss out on like who tackled him because it is hard to tell who's tackling them. It's hard to see the number and it's hard to see who's really making the tackle in these mosh pits in these games sometimes. But overall, the offensive side of things I should be pretty good at though. Speaking of that, you got an incomplete pass to Drake London on the left here from Desmond Ridder going 1 for 3 as always. Thank God for sexy Desmond Ridder. He's such a good football player. Am I right? Desmond Ridder on 3rd and 6. He's backing up. Why in the fuck is Cordero Patterson out there? You know, we're going to ignore that. Cordero Patterson is not out there. You guys are lying. You're gaslighting. You're basically Gino. Scotty Miller's out there carrying the franchise anyway, even though it's 4th and 2 now. Falcons are looking to punt now. From his own about 33-yard line, it's going to get all the way down to about the 12-yard line. 12 to 13-yard line. In Madden specifically, it can be kind of hard to tell where the ball is actually landing here. And now on the Panthers offense, I believe literally the only guy owned here is going to be Miles Sanders from Mr. Steeler Girl. I think everybody else in this Panthers offense just was not on a roster or was not starting at this point. Well, because they're shit, to say the least. And right off the bat, that's a big duck throw as he's hit on the throw by Grady Jarrett. Bryce Young, that is, of course. Shit wasn't even close. This is probably going to be a very low-scoring fantasy and Madden game, as you guys can probably expect, but we'll come to see. Play 2 is a handoff to Miles Sanders. He runs to the right. Gets brought down by a mix of A.J. Terrell and I think that's Tim Anderson, but he does get a gain of 2 before he gets taken down. 3rd and 8. Here comes the GOAT himself, Bryce Young, the battle of the two shitty quarterbacks in the league. Oh, he actually hits. Who is that? That's Hayden Hurst. He actually hits for a 15-yard pickup on that play. Hayden Hurst in Madden actually has a decent overall. I think he's like an 80-something overall. So he might be doing a bit better than people expected at this point in the season. Other than that, yeah, we're going to move right on to the next play here. Fucking Bryce Young can't hear anything. Okay, so yeah, that is Adam Thielen. I was wondering which number that was on the left, but yes, it's definitely Adam Thielen. Bryce Young's going to get a pass off to, I think that's, is that Tommy Sullivan or is that Ian Tremble? I think that's Tommy Sullivan. Or no, it's Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas, I thought he was gone at this point. I guess not. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But either way, nobody really has him in fantasy. This is just kind of Bryce Young stunting on these hoes. 1st and 10, handoff to Miles Sanders. Looks like he's going to be brought down by a mix of Tim Anderson and I want to say that might have been Bud Dupree helping on the tackle, but it's hard to say for sure. Either way, nobody really had him in fantasy. I'll mention it when it happens, but we got Miles Sanders running for a few yards for Mr. Steeler Girl. I was kind of surprised to see that nobody had Jesse Bates yet at this point in the season. Maybe people were just kind of nervous with him not playing for Cincinnati anymore. Maybe people really didn't think he would do great again. But either way, he ended up having a pretty good year for Atlanta specifically. Had quite a few picks, had quite a few blow-up games in fantasy, and this is another pass to Hayden Hurst brought down by Tim Anderson yet again. Tim Anderson is really starting to rack up a lot of tackles. I want to say Big Yawners ended up starting him pretty early in the season before he got hurt. But not yet. Not as of week 1, though. Here we go. They're sending out the 3 tight end set. It's a handoff to Miles Sanders. He's going to get maybe a yard or 2. Not even. Yeah, Matt, that did not count as a yard or 2. And yeah, he's not going to get shit for that one, as you may expect. This is a very slugfest game. Not really too much going on. Got fucking Adam Thielen over there acting like he's done something this game. Bryce Young's throwing to the right. That pass is completed. I'm trying to think who that might be off the top of my head. 88 for the Panthers. I think that might be... I actually can't think of who that is. Oh, it's Terrace Marshall. I've heard of that name before. I just haven't seen his number. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Adam Thielen or DJ Chark, though, because Chark's out, of course, and Thielen's white as a cracker. And Grady Jarrett's has been a problem for Bryce Young all day so far. He's already gotten to him twice. Unfortunately, didn't actually get the sack for it or anything like that. Just is getting the plays close to getting a sack. He's basically going to be the new Aiden Hutchinson, the cuck sack, or the sack cuck, for those of you who remember that reference. Bryce Young on 2nd and 10 is looking down the middle. He's fucking launching this shit. There's a penalty on the play. Let's see what this is going to end up being. Maybe this could, if it's a pass interference, this could set Mr. Steeler Girl up at the 1 yard line for Miles Sanders potentially. Yeah, it looks like it's going to end up being a pass interference, of course. So it's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. This was by Richie Grant, who did this actually Booty Bashers player. This could set up Mr. Steeler Girl for a touchdown right here. So that's pretty much the big thing at stake here is if Miles Sanders is able to get a touchdown. Other than that, the Panthers' offense is just pretty much pointless in fantasy right now. And yes, Mr. Steeler Girl will get the touchdown. That's a huge play for him. This will definitely help him in his game against Big Yawners for game 1 here. And now he's over here fucking hitting the greedy. Even though that's not a greedy, that's just a... I don't even know what to call that dance move. Now fucking the left tackle is now joining in on it. Now he's dapping him up. Yeah, that was too much for me to watch. I'm just going to end the game, guys. Yeah, not really, of course. Nobody really had the Panthers kicker either, so that's not going to impact anything. The one guy on the Panthers offense that was worth the shit Mr. Steeler Girl had and got the touchdown for it. So props to you, Mr. Steeler Girl, for the start of this game. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Kickoff is going to land at about the right inside of the end zone. It's going to be returned. He's going to be brought down by number 52 on the Panthers. I actually don't know who that is. I miss 52. Khalil Mack for the Bears. That was a fun time in football for all Bears fans. A very rare fun time. Here comes Desmond Ridder to do something maybe. Probably not. He's probably not going to do shit, but we'll find out. Let's see what the Panthers can do. Play 1, play action. Looks like Brian Burns is going to catch him. Nope, maybe not. He gets the ball out to the right. I think that's Jonnu Smith for a 3-yard gain. I believe so. I think that's Jonnu Smith. Yeah, it's Jonnu Smith for a pickup of 3. I think later in the season he actually got rostered on a few people's fantasy teams as like kind of fill-ins for backup tight end. But at the early part in the season, nobody was really expecting him to do anything. And Bijan Robinson is going to go fucking nowhere. He's brought down almost immediately by, I think that is Kamu Grugier-Hill, which nobody really had at this point yet in the season. I think at the quarter point in the season, the midpoint in the season, Big Yawners might have picked him up, if I'm not mistaken, because he did do really good in some of these early games in the season, but people really didn't pick him up in fantasy yet. 3rd and 7. Let's see what Desmond Sexy Ridder will do. Looking to the right. Shit's a lob. Kyle Pitts with a huge gain on the play, brought down by Shaq Thompson. Right there, right off the bat, that's probably the most fantasy points that Kyle Pitts or Desmond Ridder will probably get for the rest of the season. Not because Kyle Pitts is bad, but because Desmond Ridder in both real life and in Madden just is fucking terrible. And it's actually funny enough, if you're ever rebuilding in Madden, Desmond Ridder actually gets a lot of Superstar X Factors really easily. Which, if you don't know, is very, very valuable. Probably one of the most valuable things you can have in Madden. But that was a pickup of 28. Good 3.8 fantasy points for Pussy. And then, off the top of my head, I can't really do the math because I'm a little retarded. But either way, and it looks like Bijan Robinson's going to break away for a big play here, brought down by a mix of Jeremy Chin and one more. That's a good 9-yard gain for Bijan Robinson. So take that, Tack, you fucking... You Zaboomafoo have an ass. 2nd 1. It's looking like they're going to hand it off to Bijan Robinson again. He picks up a couple yards. Just enough for the first down. Just a little bit more than that, actually. Brought down by a mix of Panthers again. One of them being Jeremy Chin. I'm surprised to see that Brian Burns really has not done anything yet. Atlanta does not really have a great right tackle or anything like that, or a left tackle. Their tackles have been known for being not bad, but mediocre. They have some really good guards, or a really good guard, Chris Lindstrom, and Bijan Robinson will also go out there and get another gain of 6. Brought down by Jeremy Chin again. These two really seem like they're having an emotional connection to each other. Pretty soon they're just going to be getting jiggy downright. Desmond Ritter is looking like he's going to take a scramble up the middle. He's going to... I don't know why he doesn't slide. He just kind of dives on the floor like he slips on a fucking banana each play. But either way, he's going to go out there and pick up quite a few yards on the ground game for dictatorship in his game against Karen's husband. Let's see what they do here. They're probably going to give a handoff off to Bijan Robinson. Nope, they're going with the play action. It's looking like he's going to take a shot down the right side seam. Almost picked off. Who is that? Is that J.C. Horn? I think that might be J.C. Horn, the second-year player for the Carolina Panthers. Almost picked off. J.C. Horn is one of the most underrated players in the entire league, in my opinion, in real life. He's just very good and always gets overshadowed. Also, there's a check down to Kyle Pitts here. Good pickup of at least 6, and he's going to keep fighting for a little bit more. Probably going to get about 9 to 10 yards out of that. Very nice performance out of Kyle Pitts so far throughout this game. And this is another player that might actually do significantly better in Madden than he did in real life. Just because in Madden, his overall is like really fucking high, and the Falcons might actually try to use him a little bit. No promises, but it is looking like it might be a bit more realistic, a little bit better. And unfortunately, that is Cordero Patterson. Even though I switched him to kicker, the Falcons just are deciding to put a kicker in at running back. But either way, he didn't get any yards, so we'll just pretend he's Tyler Algier for the day. How about that, guys? Just work with me, because I don't know why he's in. Maybe after I saved the game and reloaded it, it didn't save him in. Brian Robinson got completely faked by Brian Burns got faked by Bijan Robinson, so Desmond Ritter could scramble for a good 6-yard pickup. Now Kamu Grugier-Hill's about to fucking beat up a cracker. This is his turf. You don't fuck with Kamu Grugier-Hill. He's built different. Desmond Ritter, 3rd and 4. He's checking out the end zone. Oh, he's taking the scramble again. He's going to pick up the first. Can he get the touchdown? That's a touchdown for dictatorship against Karen's husband. Absolutely crucial touchdown, because we all know Desmond Ritter is not going to be doing shit to score fantasy points outside of that one. And the screen is now red. There we go. That's what we like to see. That might just be like a touchdown thing that happens for the Falcons. I've never personally seen it, though, during their home field. Overall, a very successful drive for both the Falcons and the Panthers so far. I'm kind of surprised the Panthers' defense isn't looking better, but overall it has been a higher scoring game than I was anticipating so far, at least. Oh, he's going to make a big cut to the left, almost get back to the 25-yard line, maybe just get there. That had potential to break off if he was able to take the wing a little bit more. Miles Sanders has not a good performance today. He's actually struggling in the yards per carry, but he does have that touchdown that's really making his fantasy day do considerably better. And speaking of him, he's right in the backfield right there yet again. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to run to the right. He's going to just break off from A.J. Terrell. He's going to get a spin move on Jalen Hawkins. He's going to be brought down by a mix of Falcons after that. Very good run right there. He said, you know what, you're going to talk shit on my yards per carry. Let me just go break off for a 14-yard run and break the entire defense's ankles right there on the spot. Fucking Miles Sanders being a sweaty tryhard for no reason. And speaking of him, he's right back there yet again. Maybe they'll try it again. He's going to get the handoff again. He's going to get... it looks like he might get to the line of scrimmage, brought down by Tim Anderson yet again. Or no, that's actually Caden Ellis this time. They're both white. You don't really see too many white linebackers in the league, so I might confuse the two of them. I just have to remember Caden Ellis is 55. Yeah, you really don't see many white middle linebackers. You see a few edge rushers like your TJ Watts, for example, but you really don't see many white middle linebackers these days. You used to, but not too many anymore. Bryce Young is now lining up in the pistol formation. He's now going to look for a screen pass to Miles Sanders here. He catches it. He's going to run off for about 4 yards. He's going to fight maybe for 5. He gets the 5th yard by fighting for it. At least you know, if you're Mr. Steeler Girl, that Miles Sanders is trying his best to win the game. He is not going down lightly. He fought hard for that extra 0.1 fantasy points. Bryce Young is now rolling out to the right. Will he be sacked? He's going to get hit on the throw, but he's going to get the pass off to fucking Terrence Marshall. It's a minute 22. They still have all 3 of their timeouts, so they should be fine here to get at least in the field goal range at this point. He's going to look to the left. He's going to hit... I think that's Rashard Higgins, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not certain though. I think that's Rashard Higgins though. Oh no, it's Laviska Shenault. Oh yeah, I forgot he actually was in Carolina for week 1. Yeah, that is very true. He kind of just fell off this season. Oh my God, Bryce Young actually just hit a sick-ass pass to Terrence Marshall. He's going to be brought down by Richie Grant from Booty Basher. That was actually a really nice pass for Bryce Young. 55 seconds, 2 timeouts left there at the Falcons' 5-yard line. Bryce Young is going to look to the right for Hayden Hurst. And he fucking spikes it. You know what's funny? As much shit as Madden gets, and I don't think that was intentional, but for as much shit as Madden gets, that's actually exactly how Desmond Ridder throws the ball in real life. He'll be throwing a fucking slant pass, and they'll spike that shit at the toenails of the guy he's passing to. On 2nd and 5, you have Bryce Young who's going to be rolling out to the right. He's going to be passing, incomplete, intended for Laviska Shenault. Broke up by Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell, and if you know anything about football, you know throwing towards Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell is basically a confirmed pick. That's not really a good idea moving forward. Adam Thielen has just not done shit yet this game, kind of surprising. We got 3rd and 5 at the goal line, though. Let's see what the Panthers do. They're going to take the scramble. They're going to go up the middle, and that's a Bryce Young touchdown. Nobody had him at this point in the season. I think off the top of my head, Milf might have had him, but just didn't start him. If I'm not mistaken, during the week 1 point in the season. I could be mistaken, though, like I said. Kick is up, and it is good. Now, let me actually double check at this point. Because I think Milf had him during week 1, but I could be mistaken, like I said. Let me check. Milf actually did not have Bryce Young. He had Jacoby Brissett at this point in the season, because why wouldn't he have Jacoby Brissett week 1 of the season? There's actually a solid job of returning, just bad decision overall, just lost him a yard in a few seconds of clock, but the return itself was nice, the blocks just weren't there. Let's see if Desmond Ridder can cook anything up in 39 seconds. He does have all 3 timeouts, though. Falcons lining up in the trips formation. Desmond Ridder is probably going to be looking to the right here. Pass is caught by Cordero Patterson. We're just going to pretend that's Tyler Algier. Like I said, nothing to see here. Pickup of 9, though. 1 timeout used by Atlanta. They still have 2 remaining. Pass is looking to the left, and it's broken up. Pass was intended for Scotty Miller, I believe, and I think it was broken up by Xavier Woods, the safety. It might have been J.C. Horn. I thought it was Xavier Woods, though. 3rd and 1. Falcons are looking down the middle. Hit Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is going to be brought down by a mix of Shaq Thompson and Damian Wilson, the linebackers, respectively. Big pickup for Pussy. Kyle Pitts is already having an 8-point fantasy game so far. Very good performance out of him. Desmond Ridder is rolling out to the right. He's going to pass it to Tyler Algier, cough, cough. And Tyler Algier is just going to fucking knock Damian Wilson over. All that for a pickup of a yard, wasting time for the Falcons that they don't have. 21 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 9. 35 seconds left, and the clock is ticking because he did get tackled out of bounds and did not run out by himself. So the clock is ticking. 20 seconds remain. Desmond Ridder is going to look down the middle. It's going to be picked off. I think that's Xavier Woods here, going to be brought down by a mix of a few offensive linemen, so that's not really going to affect anything. Oh, no, it's actually Von Bell. I thought that was Xavier Woods. But that's actually Von Bell, the former Panther. Both him and Jesse Bates, or the former Bengal, both him and Jesse Bates are having very good performances so far in this game. Specifically, just to make all Bengals fans upset out there. Now it's 1st and 10, 15 seconds left, 2 timeouts, but they are near the midfield, so if they're able to get a good out route or maybe a good slant route down the middle, they might be able to get into the yards to get a touchdown, but that's not going to be it. He's not able to get out of bounds, but at least he picks up 5. They still have 1 timeout, so they do have a second shot at this, but they need to get to around the 35-yard line, I'd say, for a realistic field goal. In Madden, the kickers aren't nearly as good as they are in real life. They finally hit Adam Thielen, who picks up a gain of 4. And then they're going to call a timeout with 3 seconds left, but I just don't think they're going to be able to make this field goal. Maybe in real life, but in Madden, usually the kickers aren't nearly as good, and this kick is almost certainly going to be a miss, but we'll see. They're at least going to try it. Eddie Pinheiro kicks it up in the air, and it's short. Yeah, no, the kickers usually aren't good from that far. You usually want to get to at least around the 35-yard line if you're kicking field goals, like watching these Sims. Now, if you're manually playing it, that kick is very possible, but you have to be almost perfect with it. But the bots just aren't usually going to make that, though. Panthers will receive the ball to kick off the second half. Scores 14-7. It's going to be returned to the... Looks like he's going from the left to the middle. He's going to cut back to the left. He's going to have a very nice kick return here. He's going to pick up a good, solid additional 3 yards back to the 28-yard line. Setting out Bryce Young yet again, 14-7. They actually have a nice lead here against the Falcons. He's going to look to the right on his pass. That's going to be caught by Laviska Shenault, brought down by like every Falcon on the squad except for A.J. Terrell. Good pick up a 5, though. The momentum is severely in the favor of Carolina as well. Bryce Young is now looking to the left. Looks like he's going to hit Adam Thielen. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Madden is going to credit that as 5 yards, though. Okay, maybe he reached for it or something like that. I think these refs are being paid off, though. But either way, credit to him. He's going to pick up the first down. Brought down by Caden Ellis. Hand off to Miles Sanders. This is going to help Mr. Steeler Girl. Miles Sanders is having a very nice running day. He's going to cut and avoid a few tackles, get a good 7-yard pickup. Miles Sanders is looking very nice for Mr. Steeler Girl so far. Looking back on that Thursday night football game, Mr. Steeler Girl had an absolute stinker with Jahmyr Gibbs, who ended up not playing a single snap for the Lions. That was kind of a disappointment. But either way, since David Montgomery is also starting for a team, I couldn't really change that. Looks like Bryce Young is going to be brought down by a mix of Falcons. I think it's going to be a mix of Lorenzo Carter and Arnold. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I think it's like Ezebike or some shit. The Falcons have some very weird names. Yeah, you can see him there. Ezebike or something. 3rd and 9. Bryce Young is going to line up. He's going to look to the right now. He's looking down the middle. He's going to try passing to the right side seam. He's going to hit a Laviska Shenault, who's going to get pushed behind the line of scrimmage, and the forward momentum might actually stop him there. So that is going to stop him from getting a first down, but he is going to have a nice pickup, though, for what it's worth. So now 4th and 1, the Panthers are going to decide to punt here. At around the 50-yard line, I'd probably just go for it, but what do I know? They're now punting to the right. Let's see where this ball lands. To the 17-yard line. Definitely could have been a better punt for where he was punting from. Could have tried to down the Falcons in worse field position, but either way, the 17-yard line is pretty backed up compared to where they normally start still. Falcons on 1st and 10. Desmond Ridder is looking to scramble to the left. Is he going to get away from Brian Burns? He's going to get the ball off in time, and that's going to be another incompletion for Drake London. They just really cannot connect here. Dictatorship's stack is really not working so far in this game outside of Desmond Ridder with that touchdown scramble. 2nd and 10. Let's see what the Falcons can do. Desmond Ridder. He's looking down the middle. He's going to hit. It looks like he's going to hit. I actually don't even know who the fuck that is. Oh, it's Mac Hollins, the former Raider. And he's going to be brought down by Von Bell and a mix of other Panthers. 1st and 10. Desmond Ridder's probably going to hit. It looks like he's going for Kyle Pitts here. Is he going to hang on to that one? He is. J.C. Horn's not going to be able to get that one away from Kyle Pitts. It's going to be another 1.5 for Pussy. Brought down by J.C. Hornet again. Second and 5. Let's see what the Falcons can do. They're going to hand it off. This is going to be to quote-unquote Tyler Algier. We're not going to talk about the fact that it could be anybody else or not. That's not happening. You guys are lying. And he's going to pick up a gain of 3. Yeah, I think that was my problem because I've noticed Jeff Okudah in the game as well. I'll try to prevent this in games moving forward because I actually did move him to kicker, kind of like I did with the Chiefs game. I think what my problem was is I saved the game, and I know this is going to sound stupid, but that's a huge pickup for Desmond Ridder and Mac Hollins, by the way. But the thing is, if you save this game, this is going to sound really stupid, but if you save the game and come back to it, the team that you made moves on, there's a chance that it just doesn't remember the fact that you made certain moves. So, for example, I changed the guys to kicker. I think Madden's forgetting that I did that for the Falcons, but is remembering that I did it for the Panthers. That's why you're not seeing DJ Chark out there. And I know it's stupid. Madden's not perfect, you know what, but I probably should have double-checked before the game. This one's on me. Bijan Robinson going to get a handoff to the right. for a good pickup of 4. Bijan Robinson. He's been doing pretty solid for the snaps he's got, but he really hasn't gotten too much to work with, though. Desmond Ridder is going to line up without a running back in the backfield here. He's going to look down the middle. He's going to throw to the right. It's going to be broken up by J.C. Horn. Pass intended for Tyler Algier, quote-unquote, totally. It's definitely not a guy named Cordero. 3rd and 6. Desmond Ridder, once again, does not line up with a running back in the backfield. He's going to look to the left. Finally, he hits Drake London for a good pickup of probably about 8-9 yards. First time getting him involved in the game. This has definitely been a bad performance for rotatorship out of Drake London so far, but at least he got that. Maybe he's not going to get shut out after all. Actually, it's a good 11 yards, so he gets a good 3 extra yards from what I thought he would initially get. 1st and 10. The handoff to Tyler Algier. He's brought down by a mix of Bengals. Mostly, it looks like it's going to be Dante Jackson who's going to get credited the tackle. Wait, I'm so confused. I thought Dante Jackson was 24 and Von Bell was 21. Maybe I'm tripping. But it's going to be a play action. It's going to be a handoff or a fake handoff. Desmond Ridder's going to get the left. Will he get the touchdown? Yes, he will. He will outrun the Panther. I think it's Jeremy Chinney beat. Desmond Ridder is single-handedly keeping Rotatorship's team afloat here, having a very not a good performance, but he's having a ground game performance, and that's all that matters. 2 rushing touchdowns. The Falcons are attempting an extra point to tie the game up, 14-14. Looks like it's what they're going to do for Young Wei Koo, the kicker from MILF. He's going to end up getting an extra point himself. It's looking like kickers really might not play that too much of a factor in this simulated version of fantasy football, but I guess we'll find out as the games keep going on, but so far we've only seen extra points for the most part. It's going to be returned from his own 1-yard line. He's going to try to get it all the way out. Gets to the 20. Did he get to the 25? Is he going to fight? No, he's not going to get all the way there. He's going to get about to the 24. Bryce Young is going to head back out there with 39 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Bryce Young is now looking for a... I'm guessing he's going to try to hand it off to Miles Sanders here. Yeah, that's what he's going to go for. It's going to be a nice pickup of about 5-6. He's going to get the 5 yards for it. He's not going to get that 6-yard credited to him. 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Clock is ticking down. This might be the last play of the quarter if they get it off. It's going to be another handoff to Miles Sanders, and this time he's actually going to break through the middle and somehow pick up the 1st down. He's going to be brought down by Jeff Okudah, the former Lion. 10 carries for 43 yards. He's having a very good running game so far. In this game, overall, he's having some solid yards per carry. He also has the touchdown on top of it. Mr. Steeler Girl is definitely probably pretty happy with that performance so far. Last quarter of the game, unless the game goes to overtime. Let's see what Bryce Young can do at his own 36-yard line. He's looking down the middle. He's looking all over the place. He's now facing fucking backwards, and he's hit on the throw out of bounds. You know, I'm not an expert or anything like that. I watch a lot of football, and I talk a lot about football. But I could be wrong, and I'm not an expert. I don't think you're supposed to be taking back shots whenever you're getting ready to pass the ball, though. Bryce Young was spreaded wide open by the fucking Falcons D-line right there. There wasn't really much he could do there. Bryce Young, speaking of him, is going to try hitting Miles Sanders, but it's going to be broken up by Tim Anderson. Alright, that's actually Caden Ellis. I keep fucking confusing these two guys. It's actually Caden Ellis who's going to break that one up. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Panthers here. Let's see what they can do. The Falcons are sending a bluff blitz, so they're going to be trying to throw it. The Panthers, if they're smart here, would be trying to hit the out route, but they're not going to be able to get that off. Just fucking Bryce Young cannot make any throw on the run, apparently. It's going to be 4th and 10. They're going to have to punt this one away. Here comes, I think it's Johnny Hecker. They used to have Johnny Hecker. I think they still have Johnny Hecker off with the punt. He's a very good punter in real life, if that is Johnny Hecker. One of the better punters in the league that doesn't get much attention. It's going to be returned. Probably going to get a pickup of like 3, if even, on the return. Not going to be able to get much going. Here comes Desmond Ridder himself, the sexy bastard. Let's see what he can perform here. Got Bijan Robinson in the backfield. 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. This is where they start pretty much every drive for some reason. Bijan Robinson's going to get the handoff. He's going to break one tackle. He's going to start pushing for maybe about a yard, but that's about all he can do, though. He's really not getting much help. And he was kind of just thrown into traffic by 8 guys. It's looking like they're going to have, I think that's Desmond Ridder back there. Or not Desmond Ridder, Bijan Robinson back there again. Yes, it is. He's going to run to the side on the flat. Desmond Ridder's going to try to hit him. He hits him. Gets a good catch out of it. Brought down by Jeremy Chin. Pick up a 5. Jeremy Chin's over here doing fucking push-ups. Third and 4. Let's see what the Falcons end up doing here. Desmond Ridder's going to pass it to the right. He's going to hit Mac Hollins, who's going to be brought down by a mix of Von Bell and I think that's Common Gruger-Hill. Mac Hollins having a pretty solid game so far. 3 catches for 51 yards, having a pretty good performance himself. Desmond Ridder's now going to be looking to the left side. Is that going to be a hit? He hits Kyle Pitts for a huge pickup, brought down by Jeremy Chin, though. Very nice tackle. That's a huge pickup for Pussy. Pussy's really having a very nice performance out of Kyle Pitts, which is more than you could really say pretty much all season in real life. So Kyle Pitts might be that type of player that can really flip the season for one of these guys. He also now has his X Factor equipped as well, so Kyle Pitts might have a pretty strong end of game here. But they're going to hand it off to Bijan Robinson, who's going to break off for a good, 10-yard pickup at least. It's kind of funny. Whenever Kyle Pitts does something good, Bijan Robinson follows suit and does something good himself. But that was a very nice run. Good 10, 11 yards on the play. And the Falcons are already looking like they're going to be in field goal range here, especially with Young Hoku being as good of a kicker as he is. Let's see what the Falcons do. 1st and 10. At the Panthers' 31-yard line, they're going to hand it off. He's not going to go fucking anywhere. He's going to lose a yard. Brought down by, I think that's Damian Wilson, the middle linebacker. No, it's Common Gruger-Hill. Common Gruger-Hill's been all over the place so far in this game. They have Tyler Algier going out there in the running back position here. It's going to be a fake handoff. Oh, and it's going to be a pass. What a play. It's going to be off to Kyle Pitts, who's going to be brought down by J.C. Horn. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that in Madden. I've watched a lot of these games, but I've never seen a fake. I've never seen a fake handoff look like it was going to go into a read and then end up being a pass. I've seen play action, but that looked like it was a design read option play where Desmond Ridder was supposed to run the ball. He's going to pass it to the left, almost picked off by Jeremy Chin, but that could have been huge for Catership if he was able to connect with the touchdown. Looks like they're going to probably send out the field goal unit. We're going to see Milf get maybe the first field goal of the season if it is a made kick. Here comes Young Waku. This is going to be about 30 or 40-yard field goal here. I don't know if Madden credits this as a 40-yard field goal because of the end zone yards or if it counts it just as the sheer yards. I'll have to check that at the end of the game and come up with the score. But either way, it's a field goal worth around 3-4 points for MILF, so that's something helping MILF out a little bit more as we get to the ending of this game, close to it. 3 minutes, 3 seconds left. Both teams have 3 timeouts. Atlanta has the lead, 17-14. Carolina will get the ball. Are they going to try returning it? They're returning it off to the right. He's going to be brought down way before he even gets to the 20. He's probably going to get to about the 18-yard line. Very bad return there. Not only does it waste clock that the Panthers don't want to lose, they also lose about 7 yards in field possession they could have just by taking the knee. The Falcons have the world of momentum right here, though. Looks like the Panthers are intending on passing this one to Laviska Shenault. Let's see what they end up doing. They pass it. It's going to be to Adam Thielen, who's going to be brought down by a mix of Jesse Bates and Trey Flowers. But Adam Thielen, as we go throughout the season, at the beginning of the season, he was pretty much fantasy football relevant. As the season went on, he did fucking amazing for Mr. Steeler Girl specifically. And he did really good, so maybe he'll start playing more of a factor in these games as it goes on. But for now, nobody really started him in this week. 1st and 10, Bryce Young is going to look to the left. Looks like he's going to try to hit Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is going to break the first tackle. Let's see if he can break the second one. He's going to break the second. Can he break the third? No, he can't. That's Tim Anderson for sure this time making the tackle. Pickup of 6 on the catch, though, for Miles Sanders. Having a very good performance for Mr. Steeler Girl. So far, the biggest winners of this game so far, I'd say, are probably Mr. Steeler Girl and Pussy with Miles Sanders and Kyle Pitts, respectively. Desmond Ridder's kind of a coin flip. I don't know what his points are looking like right now because he has thrown that pick and hasn't thrown for too many yards. But he does have the 2 rushing touchdowns, though, which have been very nice for him. And that's going to be a pass to Ian Thomas brought down by Bud Dupree for about probably 6 yards on the play, maybe a little bit more. It's going to be the 2-minute warning. Both teams still have 3 of their timeouts. So let's see what happens at the ending of this game here. Now, obviously, if the game goes to overtime, it'll be just like it was in real life, where the players will still get fantasy points until the game ends, so you don't have to worry about that. The only catch is, for some reason in Madden, when you go with reduced quarters, it also reduces the overtime quarters more than usually, so it won't be a 7-minute quarter. It'll be 4 minutes and 52 seconds for some reason. Also, that's a huge pass to Miles Sanders right there on the left. I'm surprised Bryce Young has been able to hit some of these passes. He definitely couldn't hit those in real life, that's for sure. Miles Sanders is now fucking fisting that dude. You guys saw that, right? He low-key just fisted that guy. I'm sure you guys saw that. But either way, Miles Sanders, outside of him trying to be the next Deshaun Watson, has a very nice play for the Panthers. See what Bryce Young can do here. He's going to look down the middle. He's now going to look to the left. He's going to hit Hayden Hurst. Will he hang on to it? Yes, he will. Pick up a 3. Minute 20. Time still ticking. Both teams still have 3 timeouts. See what Bryce Young can cook up here. A true test to his rookie performance. Absolutely. He's going to be looking for the fucking floor. I guess that floor was wide open. I can't deny his thought process there. You know, if someone told me the floor was open and it was part of the game plan, as long as the floor was at practice, I would probably hit that motherfucker too. Because he's just looking green, and, you know, green is always better. Bryce Young on 3rd and 7 is going to pass it to the left. Looks like he's going to try to hit the curl route, but it's just going to be incomplete. He throws it at the floor. Looks like the Panthers are probably going to have to settle for a field goal here too, and then the Falcons might have one last opportunity to score points before the game goes into overtime. That is, of course, if the Panthers are able to hit this field goal, which I think they will be. It should be pretty easy for Eddie Pinheiro, the former Chicago Bear. Don't remind me, this is the fucking guy that replaced Cody Parkey after the Bears double doinked. A lot of history between these two teams where they just pull players from all the shittiest organizations around, especially the Bengals. Fuck the Bengals. But either way, game is 17-17 now. It's a tied ball game. Somehow these two are going to try and outscore the Lions Chiefs, but we'll see what happens here. 56 seconds. The Falcons do have all 3 timeouts. Let's see what yard line their kick returner can set them up at. If he's smart, he'll probably just take the knee. Yeah, he'll just take the knee. Get them back to the 25-yard line, not waste any time on the clock. Here comes Desmond Ridder with one chance to avoid overtime and just take the win for themselves. Let's see what the Falcons can do. On 1st and 10, Desmond Ridder's going to drop back. He's going to look to the right. He's going to hit, I think that's actually going to be Scotty Miller with a huge pickup. That was a very nice pickup for Rick Tatership's Desmond Ridder and Scotty Miller, respectively, right there. So let me think about this. This is like from their own 25-yard line. Well, they're not going to actually show it, but yeah, it was a huge pickup. Only wasted about 4 seconds too, so that's exactly what the Falcons need if they want to win this game. 1st and 10 from their own, or from the Panthers' 39-yard line. He's going to hit. No, he's not going to hit. He's going to completely miss. When it comes to passing to fucking Bijan Robinson, bro's just going to throw it 18 yards off. Looks like Evan playing Football Fusion too right there. Let's see what they can do on 2nd and 10. He's going to pass it to the left, and it's incomplete for Drake London. No, he actually caught that. Drake London actually got the 7-yard pickup there. That's going to be crucial for the Falcons in this game. 3rd and 3, it's a handoff to Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson's going to get the first down, but there's a flag. This is probably going to be a holding on Atlanta. I think I saw the right tackle get away with a hold there. Let's see if I'm right. Holding offense. Yes, this one's coming back. It's probably going to be a 3rd and about 13 now because of that. 3rd and 11. Well, with that being said, this field goal just became a lot harder to make. They got Tyler Algier in the backfield. If I'm the Falcons, I'm going for a short route to try to make the field goal a little bit easier while also being safe. Or not, we're just going to fucking way overthrow our open receiver. Now, that was the right option. Unfortunately, Desmond Ridder sucks, and Matt Collins is getting sick of his bullshit. That's why he's getting ready to get into a fight. Look at him. He's over here talking shit. He's calling him the N-word, I'm pretty sure. And the Falcons are now going to punt. This is interesting. This game might actually give the Panthers a chance to go into overtime here. And oh my god, the punters are dog shit in this game. That was not even close to backing them up in their own end zone. Panthers will have 32 seconds, 2 timeouts, not 3, to get into field goal range and make something happen themselves. The Falcons completely just choked that last drive right there. They were in prime position to go out there and get the field goal and wrap up the game. Let's see what the Panthers do. Bryce Young is getting pressured. He's going to roll out to the right. He's going to pass it to the right. That shit is going to be caught. Is that going to be Hayden Hurst? That's Adam Thielen, actually. Too many white guys. 24 seconds, 1 timeout left. The Panthers should probably be looking for out routes here, if not a slant and then a timeout route. Would probably be their best bets. Let's see what they do. They're going to go for the out route to Miles Sanders on the flat. Let's see if he can get out of bounds, though. Miles Sanders just does not know football, though. He's just going to run right into the 2 tacklers and just waste a lot of time that they do not have. Down to 15 seconds. Clock is still ticking. Bryce Young's trying to slowly hurry them back up to the offensive line so that way they can get ready. But I guess they're just going to take the clock down to 5 seconds. I don't know. Are they just going to throw a Hail Mary here? Maybe they think they still have DJ Moore. But I don't know what their game plan is here. Either way, they're acting very stupid. You have Bryce Young on 2nd and 10. 5 seconds left. He pretty much has to throw a Hail Mary here. There's no way he's going to get 2 plays off in time to get a field goal. So the Panthers O-line is just going to try and buy him as much time as he can for him to fucking launch this thing. And the ball is going to land in the end zone. If this is caught, it is a touchdown. It's incomplete. This game is going to overtime. Now let's see who's going to get the ball first in overtime. We're going to send out their team captains respectively. The Falcons have outscored the Panthers in terms of yards pretty much around the board. But the Panthers did have that interception, which was a costly mistake for the Falcons. Plus, the Falcons have been pretty stupid in this game so far. Let's see who's going to win the coin toss. You got fucking Shaq Thompson and Bryce Young representing the Panthers. Desmond Ridder and Kate Ellis representing the Falcons at the coin toss here. And it looks like the Falcons are going to win the toss, so they get a chance to choke the game yet again. I like how in Madden they reveal the guy or the team who won the coin toss before the coin is actually flipped. It's a multi-million-dollar game organization, but I don't think they could figure out how to get that one right. It's going to be a kick return. He's going to try to roll out to the right. He's going to try to cut in left, but he's just going to get fucking slammed on that one. He's not going to go anywhere past that 20-yard line. Overall bad kick return. And you'll see there that the Falcons have 4 minutes, 52 seconds on the clock to work with to try to get this ball to score, which can leave teams in a precarious situation because there really isn't that much time on the clock. But either way, that's just kind of how Madden has it working. There's not really a way to fix that. Bijan Robinson did a nice pickup of 5 yards on the play. I'll take my 5 additional fantasy points. You guys can all fuck yourselves. Von Bell has 6 tackles on the game as well, having a very nice defensive performance in his first game for Carolina here. Handoff for Bijan Robinson. This time, he's really not going to go very far. He might get a yard, if that, which I don't think he did. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here. Desmond Ridder's probably going to have to make a move here. Brought down by... Is his name Penis? Did I just see that right? Chat, did I just see that guy's name right? I think that dude's name was fucking Penis III. But either way, Desmond Ridder's going to hit... Looks like it's going to be... I think that is Scotty Miller for a good gain. I think that was about 8 yards, maybe 12, 8 to 12 yards, somewhere between there. I'm still just in awe over the fact that there's a dude on the Panthers team named Penis, and I never found his name. It's going to be a handoff to Tyler Algier, a.k.a. Cordero Patterson, brought down by Shaq Thompson. He's only going to get not even a yard. I thought that would count as a yard, but yeah, he really didn't do too much there. 2nd 10, 3 minutes left in the game. Let's see what the Falcons end up doing here. If I'm the Falcons, I'm going to try to hit Kyle Pitts right here. He should be wide open. Let's see here. They're going to pass it to the left. They're going to try Kyle Pitts. Oh, and he was cooking too, but fucking Desmond Ridder just could not hit the backside of a barn. It's tragic. If Desmond Ridder was more accurate, Kyle Pitts could have just won the game for the Falcons right then and there. Although the coverage was tighter than I thought it would be. I thought Kyle Pitts would for sure cook it, but the safety was on it pretty quickly though. Desmond Ridder is going to step up in the pocket. He's going to throw it down the middle. And it's just fucking incomplete again. Desmond Ridder is trash. Bro is not him. Actually a terrible player. He looks like Troll King trying to play drop shot. Look, Kyle Pitts is all fed up with this bullshit. Could have just won them the game right there. Looks like the Falcons are going to have to punt. The Panthers will have a chance. All they need is a field goal now, and they can win the game for themselves. Will they try to return it? He'll pick up a few extra yards on the return. A good 10-yard return, maybe a bit more. He might get up to the about 13-yard return. Very nice return. Should help out the offense significantly one way or another. Here comes Bryce Young. Could lead his Panthers to the first win of his career. What will happen here, fellas? The drama is so real. You can hear it in my voice. Hand off to Miles Sanders. He's going to try to get to the left, but it looks like he's going to get brought down very quickly by Jesse Bates on a nice tackle. But he's still going to pick up 2 yards for Mr. Steeler Grill, though, so it's not a complete loss. Excuse me, I was grabbing myself a drink. Second 8, it's going to be another handoff to Miles Sanders. He's going off the left side edge. It's going to be a first down. Will he get brought down by Jesse Bates? Yes, he will. He'll be brought down by a mix of Jesse Bates and Tim Anderson. Miles Sanders might just win the Panthers this football game. 2-minute warning now. Only 2 minutes left. Both teams still have their timeouts. And it's looking like the Panthers are knocking on the door of winning this game. In case you don't know, teams only get 2 timeouts each in overtime as well, if the Panthers should need them. It's going to be a handoff to Miles Sanders. He's going to make it off the left side edge as well. Yet again, Jesse Bates is going to get the tackle. Jesse Bates is able to make all these tackles, but at the end of the day, the Falcons' D-line just cannot get past the left tackle. I think it's Ikem Okonkwo or something like that. A very weird name for the left tackle, but he's just having his way with the Falcons' edge rusher there. And it's just really opening up Miles Sanders. That might be a common trend throughout the season if this keeps up. On this play, he's going to hit Hayden Hurst for just enough for the first down. No, it's not actually going to be enough for the first down. It looked like it would be, but I guess not. 3rd and inches. And maybe the game actually credited that as not a completion, I guess. It's kind of weird, but either way. It's going to be a pitch to Miles Sanders. They go to the right side. You know, what do you do whenever you spend the entire game running to the left and it's working really well? Well, you fucking pitch it to the right, of course, where it hasn't been working. And yeah, I don't think, chat, I don't think either of these two teams actually want to win this game. I could be mistaken. The fucking Panthers are now punting because fuck them hoes. And it's pretty much going to come down to the Falcons. If the Falcons can score here, then they can win the game. If not, oh my god, the Panthers are going to fake it. What in the fucking Dan Campbell Lions bullshit is this? And it's not going to go anywhere. That shit's going to get shut down. The Falcons have very good field goal range. 1 minute, 4 seconds, and 2 timeouts on the clock. Not 2 timeouts on the clock, of course, but 2 timeouts. The fuck was that? I don't think either of these two teams want to win. I think they both just want to lose really, really bad. Right here, the Falcons are probably going to try to do a handoff to Bijan Robinson to kick off the drive, if I had to guess, seeing as they still have their timeouts. Yeah, they're going to hand it off. They're going to try to get Bijan Robinson all the way to about the 50-yard line. He's going to get the first down. Yes, 50. They're going to call the timeout. Say 59 seconds, 1 timeout remaining. All the Falcons have to do is get to about the 35-yard line. 15 yards. Can they manage this? Desmond Ridder is going to drop back. Is he going to get sacked? He's going to avoid the sack. He's going to get the ball out to the left. It's going to be caught by Drake London. Absolutely huge. That could set the Falcons up to win this game. The Panthers are going to call a timeout, though. What the fuck is Madden, bro? What are the Panthers doing? What crack are they snorting? But the kick is going to be up and good for Young Hoku. Milf is going to get a nice field goal. Drake London and Desmond Ridder are going to have one last hurrah and win the Falcons the game, 17-20. This actually isn't too far from what the score was like in real life, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say that the final score of this game was like, let me check real quick just to make sure I'm giving you guys the right stats. It was 24-10, so it's a little bit further off than I thought, but still, 20-17. That is a very realistic result for these games. Let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats. In terms of the passing game, both of these quarterbacks really struggled for the majority of the day. Almost had mere stats when it comes to their completion to attempts ratios. Desmond Ridder went 20 for 32, 278 passing yards. He had no touchdown passes. He did throw that interception, though. You had Bryce Young, who went 20 for 31, who had 225 passing yards. So he did throw for considerably less yards, but he had a slightly better completion percentage, and he also didn't throw any interceptions, so he just tried to make mistake-free football happen for the most part. And overall, there wasn't really too much that happened there. They each had some solid yards, but that's about it. Nobody really had any passing touchdowns. On the ground game is where a lot of people really started to excel here. You had Miles Sanders go 14 for 64. He also had a touchdown run. Bijan Robinson went 12 for 53. He did not have a touchdown run, though. Desmond Ridder, he had a fantastic game on the ground, 5 for 38, 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Very nice performance for him. Bryce Young also had a 5-yard rushing touchdown as well. Both of these guys kind of made full advantage of their legs, but really couldn't get much going on the passing game when it came to touchdowns, though, which kind of fucks people over in fantasy, but oh well. The receiving, Kyle Pitts was definitely the best player. It was 6 for 96, very good performance from him. Adam Thielen went 5 for 61. Scotty Miller, 4 for 61. Miles Sanders went 4 for 38. Laviska Shenault, 3 for 21. Terrence Marshall, 3 for 57. Hayden Hurst, 3 for 27. Matt Collins, 3 for 51. Drake London, 3 for 52. You had Cordarrelle Patterson, a.k.a. Tyler Algier, 2 for 10. Ian Thomas, 2 for 21. Johnny Smith had a catch for 3, and Bijan Robinson had a catch for 5. Then, from there, let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive side of things, because the blocking didn't really affect anything here. You guys can kind of see that. Take a look at the defensive side of things. The best tackler throughout the entire game ended up being Von Bell with 11 total tackles in the game. He also had an interception off of Desmond Ridder, so very good performance out of him in this specific game. Caden Ellis, Jesse Bates, and Jeff Okudah all shared 7 tackles for the Falcons as well, with Caden Ellis getting a tackle for loss. You had J.C. Horn get 6 tackles on the game. He also made a few pass deflects, if I'm not mistaken. Jeremy Chin went and had 4 tackles. Conor Hill had 2 tackles for loss on 7 total tackles. Troy Anderson, I kept calling him Tim. I guess it's Troy, had 5 tackles on the game. Jalen Hawkins got out there and had 4 total tackles. You had AJ Terrell have 3. We'll just kind of skip down to the guys that people had. Richard Grant from Booty Basher went out there, had 2 tackles solo, 2 tackle assists, so nothing really too flashy for him in this game. And this is where the big disappointment, I think, happened, with Brian Burns and Frankie Louvu not really doing too much. Frankie Louvu did have a tackle solo and 3 tackle assists, but overall he really couldn't get much going. He didn't really get many sacks or anything like that out there. And so, yeah, overall he couldn't really do much. And this is the guy I was talking about, fucking John Penis Innie. What the fuck is that name? What is this? But either way, let's try to find Brian Burns. I don't think Brian Burns actually put up any stats in this specific game. Let's think here. I do not think so. I do not think Brian Burns actually put up any stats. No, he didn't. Then we'll look at the kicking game here. Nobody had Eddie Pinheiro, so we'll just take a look at Young Hoku. Young Hoku had 2 field goals made. He also had 2 extra points made. The field goals that he made were from 40 to 49 and from 39 or 30 to 39. So that's how we'll track that. I'll calculate all these, and I'll probably give you guys the pop-ups if I haven't already done that at the point of me talking here. But either way, I'll edit them at the end of the video, kind of like I did last time. And this was the result of the Falcons game. Like I said, I do apologize for the fact that some of these players, like Cordarrelle Patterson, played a role when they really shouldn't have in this game. But overall, I'll try to make sure I double-check that next time and make sure it's good in the upcoming videos. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys later.